Welcome, we have Rusty Veenvliet from the Kenilworth Football Club in Division 5. He's our club legend of the week. Tell us a little about your footy career, mate. Where did it all start?
Well, I've been all over the place. I was born in Western Australia, so started football over there when I was about 6 years of age, playing under 15s as a 6-year-old, because one team town.
Whereabouts?
Not a lot of kids. The town's called Condinnon, so out by Lake Grace, where Nathan Fife's from.
Okay.
One team towns. Started out there, and then we moved across to New South Wales. Obviously, Dad moving around in bits and pieces, went across there, played a bit more of my sort of mid-junior footy, so 12s, 13s, up to 15s.
Dad was in the mines or something?
Dad was in the Air Force.
Air Force,
yeah. So moved over to Wagga and did all that. So Wagga being a very sporting city, there's always something to do, whether you want to play any sport, it's always there, with Army, Air Force and whatever around there.
Michael Slater and Mark Taylor, I think.
Correct, yeah. So I played there at Collingully Ashmont, the club was called. A lot of good players to come out of that club and move on to AFL ranks, and still a couple of them in the AFL at the moment. I think one of the guys at Carlton who was at GWS was from that club. So spent a few years there, and then we moved back to Adelaide. I was 16.
Yep.
And went and played down in the Southern League at Christie's Beach Football Club.
Okay.
Just as a walk-in, it was the closest one to where we lived, so I walked in there and decided to have a crack. And we went undefeated that year in the Southern League under 17s.
Oh, under 17s, yeah.
Under 17s that year. And then, moved out to South Adelaide after that to play under 17s out there. And again, I think we only lost a couple of games that year, won the premiership for South in the under 17s. I believe that's still their last premiership for the club, even though the 17s don't exist anymore. That was 95. And then, stayed out there.
That was at Noarlunga?
That was the first year down at Old Noarlunga, yeah. So I played a couple of games at St Mary's, which is Panther Park, as it is.
That was the old Panther Park with South.
Which is where I play at Kenilworth now, so that's quite convenient. But yeah, so that was the year of changeover. 94, 95 was when they moved up to Old Noarlunga. So.
Yeah, I'm showing my age. I actually played for Ports in the underage groups, like with that at Panther Park when South were there. So
yeah, that was some small stuff. We had to do prezos down at Rackets down the road. So yeah, it was amusing down there. But down to Panther Park, and that was good. So I spent a few more years out there till played through to under 19s and 1 year in the senior system, and then went back to Christie's. Played a lot of senior footy down at Christie's and moved to Old Noarlunga in the Southern League.
Yeah.
So played mostly in the Southern League.
In the Southern League.
Yeah. With I couldn't tell you the number of games, but quite a few. Had a little bit of success. Played a couple more years in the early 2000s out at South in the reserves, and then sort of got too old, as it happens. And then we moved down. My wife and I moved down to St Mary's, and Kenilworth was a very close club, so we went down there and I've been there for 7 years now, I think.
So you went there as a player as well?
As a player, so I'm still playing now as we speak. Yeah.
So you're captain, coach of the Bees? Or?
Well, not captain. No, I'll let someone else do that on game day. So coach,
so
playing coach.
More leadership out on the oval.
That's what we're trying for. So yeah, really big on development down at the Cookers at the moment. So really trying to get some of the guys out of their shell and make sure they take the leadership roles through to.
So I'm guessing you're probably in that midfield sort of role, directing traffic a bit.
I do throw myself in there a little bit, but I'm cross half back, just trying to make sure I can direct a bit of traffic.
Kick across half back there.
That's right. Yeah, I think they call me the policeman sometimes down there. I like to sort of point around to make sure we're doing things. Yeah. But a bit of experience, so it's always helps back there. So yeah, like I said, been there. I think I'm approaching 100 games down at Kenilworth now. So and not looking like stopping. I love it. I enjoy footy and can't stop.
Yeah. As long as you keep enjoying it, that's the main thing.
Exactly right.
You're developing players there, obviously.
Yeah, we're bringing a few through. So last week's game, Hectorville, we played. We had a lot of 16s play. We haven't got an under 18 side at the moment, but we've got a really strong under 16 side.
Oh, bring them through, it's great.
Yeah, so we had one play A grade last week as a 16-year-old, and then we had 4 or 5 of them play in the reserves last week. And really, really good kids. Really embracing it.
And the game's cleaner than ever before, so the kids aren't going to get hurt as much as maybe 20 or 30 years ago. So
that's right.
It's fantastic for the kids to come through.
Yeah, no issue, and they're keen, and it's just a good way to get them to connect with the senior side of the club. Being that the junior side always play on a Sunday or a different day as it is, we really want to just try and keep them connected. So try and develop those guys and bring them through for the next generation.
You don't want to lose them at age 16, go and play under 18 somewhere else, then you've lost them then. then.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
Because it's hard enough keeping the kids at that age anyway, because of cars, girls, work, and then travel and all those things.
Plenty of distractions.
Yeah, there's plenty of distractions. So you might only get 20% of them continue. So you want to keep them at your club.
Yeah, exactly right, and that's the plan. So they'll still play. They'll still play 18s next year as well. Try and keep that going and keep them in their competition so they can have a bit of success. They've had the team that they are. They've had some success on the way through in the 15s and 14s. Played in grand finals and won some. So try and keep them together, but also integrate them into the senior side of the club and make sure they love the Kookaburras.
Yeah, and obviously sponsors are the lifeblood of many footy clubs.
Correct.
Kenilworth, like all footy clubs, need some great sponsors. So
correct.
Just if you'd like to just
brought a sheet along, so we'll rattle all of these guys off so we don't forget anyone.
Oh no, we really want to hear these sponsors' names. So they're
the lifeblood of the club. They keep us going. They really help us out every year. Some of these guys have been long term. Some of these guys are on in the last couple of years. But all of them very valuable. So we've got the Tonsley Hotel as our major sponsor again for the men's side of the club.
Yep.
And then we've got the Southern Bar and Grill sponsors the women's side of the club, because obviously we've got 16s, 18s and seniors in the female football ranks.
Yeah, give them a good plug.
We've got Dan Track Automotive down at St Mary's. They're fantastic. Give you anything you need down there if you're in that way or you have any troubles down that way. Danny will get you sorted out. CME Sports and Lighting, Beaumont Tiles at Edwardstown, I believe.
Yep.
Southern Steel, the Natural Canine Company. Reardon Construction's really important sponsor. Reardon Constructions, they're actually undertaking our new development down there that we've got going on. They're actually laying the slab tomorrow, I believe.
So tell us a little bit about that new development.
Yeah, so John Schultz has done a lot of work with that in regards to fundraising and he's actually done a lot of the planning and design work and whatever else with the architects as well. So starting to come to fruition for him now.
That's the new club rooms?
Yep. So they lay the slab for the new club rooms or the new function rooms, if you want to call it that, tomorrow. So that's all underway, and we look to have that finished around December, January this year and ready to use. Ready to use by that time. So so it's all getting underway. And then after that, we'll start on the new change rooms. So we're building, redeveloping the existing club rooms there at Panther Park and making them into a brand new facility for the change rooms.
Are the old club rooms remaining?
Some of it will. So we'll demolish some. It'll be redesigned
for change rooms and then women's change rooms, things like that.
Correct. Yeah. So we're going to have a dedicated female and male change room, so there'll be no crossover, which is sometimes a little bit of an issue with women playing on the same day or at the same ground as men. We've got to be careful what we do. So that'll be quite good. New umpires rooms, new everything. So
with the old club, as I said, you could demolish little bits of it and use it for change room. Be fantastic. Yeah, look,
the footprint of it tends to work out quite well, where we're laying the new function room next to it, and the footprint of the old club rooms, the way we've designed it, it works out quite well that we can break it into 4 and have 2 female, 2 male change rooms, plus the warm up rooms and umpires rooms as well. So it's going to change a little bit, but it's not getting demolished completely.
And for those that haven't been to St Mary's, you've got ample land to do whatever you want there down there. So
there's a lot of room, plenty of room down there. So we're encroaching on the car park a little bit, but that'll be redesigned.
There's that much car parking there. You can park around the ground or anywhere there, can't you?
So. Correct. So look, it sort of impedes a little bit on what we do at the moment with the construction going on. I think we're still looking to host a grand final at some stage this year. Whether we've been given one yet, I'm not sure. I think we're aiming for a Div 7 one, being that they're in that area.
I've always maintained that like St Mary's is ideal because the surface is so good. It might be a bit windy, but the surface is so good there. It caters for those south of the city. I think Salisbury Oval also does that for those north of the city. Kilburn. Those 3 ovals are really, really good surfaces, and they cover like the middle of the city and north and south. Yeah,
that's right. So if we try and sort of figure out who's in and where, so Div 7's looking like a Lonsdale Marion sort of possible, a Lonsdale Marion final.
St Mary's is perfect.
So that sort of fits in well with that. So we should should still be able to host that, hopefully, without the construction adhering to it too much. And hopefully, like I said, with the new change rooms being done by about end of April next year and ready to use, we should be able to use them all for next year's season, 2019.
Yeah, I did a story a few years ago about that in our magazines, that St Mary's should get used, and Salisbury and Kilburn because of that that north north, south, and central.
Yeah.
And they've also got Theberton, so you've got 4 really good ovals and surfaces.
Correct. And the development's just going to help with that, having better facilities. Those facilities at
Huge
the moment.
car parking, got fencing.
Yeah.
Same as Kilburn, same as Salisbury,
That's right.
just perfect.
Yeah. It's easy to control. They can work things out for that sort of environment or event. So, yeah, that's what we're hoping for anyway.
All right, thank you very much for being our club legend of the week.
No problem. Thank you.